Uber Eats drivers, what if there's a way to protect our payouts from those eroding effects of inflation? And also a hack that pretty much, you know how Uber Eats chooses to pay us low wages? What if there's a way to flip that around? That way it would benefit us. Is that something that you would sign up for? I'm telling you what, I'm choosing to get paid out in Bitcoin, but more on that in a little bit. Do you know that all Uber Eats has to do is just give us options? Right now we're paid out in fiat currency, which for Americans, it would be dollars. But just give drivers the option to get paid out in cryptocurrencies. The main one is Bitcoin. That would be a great place to start. Do you know that Uber CEO Dara, he said that we're having conversations all the time, and some of those conversations are about crypto. I am so excited. What I'm going to do is share with you how this is a good idea. Then I'm going to cover how it can be done. Next, I'm going to give you some benefits for us drivers. And of course, there are benefits for Uber Eats too. So I'm going to go into some detail on that. And then I'm going to wrap it up with how am I going to start getting paid out in Bitcoin starting right now? So very first thing, why is this a good idea? Bitcoin is going to protect our earnings. When's the last time that you've gone shopping for food? Anything, really. What about all the insurance that we need to buy? Have you noticed, like I have, that costs just keep going up? This is the effect of inflation. Governments can just print more money, and then that devalues the currency. Well, there's only 21 million Bitcoin, and so there's limited supply. So I'm going to get into some more details on the crypto aspect near the end when I tell you how I'm going to be paid out in Bitcoin. But for right now, I would just want you to know this is not financial advice, clearly. This is an Uber Eats channel, not a crypto channel. And even on crypto channels, they don't give financial advice. So it's very important to do your own research. At a high level, though, Bitcoin is cryptocurrency. It is very volatile. So in the short term, you wouldn't want to really do this, or at least I wouldn't as a plan. But over the long term, over many years, I know it's my opinion that Bitcoin is going to outperform our currencies. So this is a great option. And you know what? Most drivers may not care. And so it's okay. There's no change required. In a little bit, we're going to get in the app and I'll show you something there. Uber Eats could just give it as an option. So you could take it or leave it. It's up to you. But overall, do you see right now, please share in the comments below if this concept of getting paid in Bitcoin, is that something that interests you? Do you see value in that? Please share it in the comments. And I think other drivers are going to benefit by hearing your opinions as well. Thank you. Next, how can this be done? This is going to be fun. Get on your computer or your phone. I have my phone right here. Go to developer.uber.com, and I'll put this in the video description so you can go there. As the menu comes up, you can see it says Moving Developers. Go down and hit Explore Docs. Then scroll down until you see, there it is, Uber Pay. Click on View Docs. Now, it is out of date, so click on that link that's right there in front of you. So scroll down, and then you're going to see on there, it says Partner Payout API. When you click on there, look over to the side. Do you see all that code? That's really all this is. The app is based on code. And so overall, Uber Eats could just add this function in there because it's just code. All right, next, get into your Uber Eats app. And I've got mine on my other phone here. Go to the top menu, the hamburger menu, and then go to earnings. Right there, do you see that? The wallet's right there. It's already a placeholder that they could change and have the Bitcoin payouts go there. Now you may ask, aren't there fees with this? Isn't it expensive? Not really. I'm sure you know, many drivers do the instant cash out feature, and I know that price has gone up. So I personally would be willing to pay the fees of Uber Eats paying for the Bitcoin and then sending it to this wallet right here. Now, I get it. I'm not here to badmouth Uber Eats, but I think we all know they don't exactly treat drivers well. So maybe they wouldn't want the scrutiny of putting Bitcoin in this wallet here in the app. But I would be perfectly willing to have an external wallet that they could send that Bitcoin to, and then I can manage it on my own. Kind of like right now, I do payouts weekly and it goes to my bank account. So eventually these Bitcoin payouts, they could just go right into my external wallet. So I think it's easily feasible and a good idea. Third, what is the benefit to drivers? Here's the one and only, and obviously the biggest benefit. Let time do the heavy lifting. Bitcoin will appreciate in value in time, and that's going to make up for a lot more than the $3 orders that Uber Eats likes to pay us. Also, yes, this is investing. And so anything that you invest in, whether it's Bitcoin, stocks, real estate, the longer time horizon, the better. Short term, crypto is very volatile. And isn't it interesting if you notice all the traditional finance companies, before years ago, they were saying that everything is a scam, but now they're all into Bitcoin, and they've even set up exchange traded funds so that everybody can invest in that through the stock market. So you, as an investor, as a Uber Eats driver, as a human being, you always need to be wary of what you're told in public and do your own research. But I think when you consider the options of our currency devaluing or the option of getting paid out in Bitcoin, Bitcoin sounds like a winner. And again, just because it's there, it doesn't mean that you need that. It's just an option that you could choose to get paid out in Bitcoin. So next, how does this benefit Uber Eats? The biggest benefit, and this is the fourth item, Uber Eats can brag and say, whoa, look at what a great company we are. Look how we're helping our drivers who are independent contractors. And as Uber Eats drivers get, I'd say, maybe even wealthy, they could lay claim and say, look how we helped all the drivers. We provided this as an opportunity. And then all the other people out there, they're going to want to be Uber Eats drivers too. So this would be a huge marketing win. The second way is Uber Eats could continue to ignore and deflect about the low driver pay. And as drivers, you know, the $3, $4 orders, that's unacceptable. Uber Eats would argue and say, hey, you took the offer, therefore that's fair pay. Otherwise, you wouldn't have taken it. So this focusing on Bitcoin, that could turn the narrative. Uber Eats could just ignore these key driver issues and instead focus on, wow, look at this great thing we did. We paid for an order in Bitcoin. Now before, if it was considered low pay, now it's gone way up over time. So this is a different way that we're rewarding drivers with this really high pay by giving them the option of Bitcoin. Another benefit for Uber Eats would be for Uber's stock price. Think about this and all the financial reporting. They can be using words like crypto, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, blockchain. Whoa, investors are going to love the sound of that. And again, remember, Dara has said that they're having conversations about crypto. So if that's going to turn into something substantial, who knows? But he has been talking about it with the investors and with the company. So this would be another benefit for Uber Eats. And then another option, maybe Uber Eats would bring this out to their employees as well and offer to pay them in Bitcoin. What a great idea. So let's get into how am I going to pay myself in Bitcoin right now in light of Uber Eats actually not offering this as an option yet. Before I get to that, I'm just going to take a minute and share my story. So I had heard of crypto before, but when I truly believed in it enough to put my money into it, I was at nearly the top of the last cycle in 2021. And since then, I've endured basically 75% losses if I had sold. But over the next couple years, I had been adding a little bit more money into it, buying low. So now, in my opinion, again, do your own research. In my opinion, I think the bull market here is going to end in 2025. Then it'll crash in 2026 and then build up steadily until the next bull market ending in 2029. Again, that's just my opinion. But I will say I'm looking forward to the next 5 years as I pay myself in Bitcoin or once Uber Eats takes over. I'm going to love seeing all that Bitcoin build up. And yes, short term, there's volatility. So what I'm going to actually do for the remainder of this year, since the market's high, I'm going to just add up those total months of pay. And then probably in January, that's when I'm going to do one big buy to make up for my pay this year. And then after that, monthly, I'm going to figure out my earnings and then buy the Bitcoin. And what I'm going to do is an investment for myself. I will not account for expenses, and I will not account for taxes. So basically that portion of my earnings, it's like a personal investment into Bitcoin. So UberEats will be contributing, and then in a way I will be too. And the reason I'm going to do it monthly is just to cut down on the transactions. I can easily keep track of 12 transactions to figure out what I bought and then eventually what I'll sell it for. So there's no need, and I don't really want to do it weekly or anything like that. I'll just do it monthly. Again, there are many ways of investing your own UberEats income. I'm just choosing to do it into Bitcoin. And obviously the timing of this is great because Bitcoin is all over in the news. And I'm sure that you've heard it from your friends on TV. So this is just a great option for me because you know what? I'm looking forward from now into the future because look at the low earnings that we've been getting paid on UberEats, and then that can really grow. So in a way, I'm investing in myself by doing this. Looking forward to future profits is great, but wouldn't it be better to have more profitable orders right now, and then those earnings could really grow in the future? I have good news for you. I made a video teaching how to only pick profitable orders, and I think you see the value in that. It'll keep you from going bankrupt, and then you can really maximize your earnings for any future savings. So watch that next, and I'll see you there.